Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and in today's video, we're going to be going through how we can use ChatGPT in our everyday life to improve our email marketing, speed things up, keep our ideas fresh, and ultimately kill our email marketing revenue. Just want to quickly throw it in there as well. We have just finished our free email marketing course on the channel. We have about 6 videos in there going through everything from the welcome flow to sunset flow, win backs, and then we also have how to fix your deliverability as well. So if you haven't checked that out, feel free to check that out on the channel as well. There's a quick playlist on there. We're going to be adding to it, so make sure to drop a quick subscribe on the channel too. So the reason why we use ChatGPT, in my opinion, I don't fully think it's there to completely handle your email marketing when that comes to copy, ideation, things like that. Especially the design aspect, I really don't think it's there. However, there is a few things as an agency or as a business we can use ChatGPT to speed things up, keep our ideas fresh, and then ultimately it's going to be resulting in higher revenue because fresh ideas, things like that, less subscribes, more people stay on your list. So starting off with something we use as an agency very regularly is campaign ideas or calendar, however you put it. We mainly use it for campaign ideas, and then we'll have a copywriter who will obviously craft up all the copy, choose the products on there, put all the call to action buttons in there, because I don't fully think ChatGPT is there when it comes to copy. Also selecting products, themes, things like that on the email, it doesn't really fit the brand very well. However, on the bottom end of email, if you're just looking to keep campaigns flowing, it's definitely something you could look into. However, if you're a brand that's scaling, you're pushing 6-7 figures a month, that's when you really need the human touch for proper ideation with themes, products you're going to be promoting. So obviously like your best sellers, products you need to be pushing. ChatGPT really doesn't pick out the best products. I've tried it multiple times, tried it with different codes and callouts, really didn't enjoy it. So I'm going to be showing you how we can code this and copy and paste pretty much into your own calendar. So starting off, I'll put these codes below as well, but stay tuned for the rest of the video and we're going through every point, how to use ChatGPT in your email marketing. So starting off, I want you to build me a campaign calendar for my e-commerce brand. Then we want to put your brand's link to your website so it can obviously open it up, see what stuff you have on there. So this is my brand. We're going to use Gymshark. So this is the prompt we do next is I want this calendar to consist of a 70-30 split. What this means is 70% of our content is going to be social proof, educational purposes, any objections people may have, getting them over those objections. And then the 30% is going to be promotion, so either the sales, product highlights, bestsellers, your collections, capsules, anything which you've got going on right now. We really just want to be pushing the product maybe once a week. So on a 70-30 split, it doesn't necessarily work out to be 70-30. It could be 2 emails a week are your educational and then 1 email is your promotional. Then we want to be doing our frequency. So as you can see here, I want to send 3 campaigns per week. You can choose the days. When I let it choose the days, sometimes we found with brands, weekends really do perform poorly. So sending in the week has been better. So that'll be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, as to sending on something on a Saturday and Sunday. Really, it does depend on your brand. However, we have noticed it with a few brands recently, weekends performance has really been dropping. So obviously we've changed from weekends to weekdays. So we want to be putting in a table form, have the columns for the following, name of campaign. So obviously when you're labeling your thing in Klaviyo or your email provider, keeps it easier. Then we want to have in the date in there. So when you're actually planning your actual campaign calendar out, we can use that. Ideas to focus on. So we use this for our copywriters so they can really just tap into creating the copy. So here I'll put in brackets, tapping in on objections and emotions. So that's what the main point of the email is going to be about. Context of the email. So again, it's similar to the idea to focus on, but it's more about the context. And then audience as well. So whether that be in like retargeting, engaged audience, whatever that may be. And then if we just click enter on this, it's going to populate us a calendar. So as you can see, pressing enter, it's just spurted out a quick calendar. The reason why it says here as well, Monday week 1, is because after the date thing, we really want to be putting a time that it's starting from. So let's say we're going to start from tomorrow, which would be the 12th of November. That'll then populate accordingly to those dates. Here, it's just stipulated to Monday to Wednesday and Friday. Then we can see some of the ideas that is put out there. So your progression is perfection. Obviously, relating to Gymshark, sports brand, people trying to get bigger, fitter, lose weight. So your progression is perfection. Ideas focus on objections. So overcoming self-doubt, which is something a lot of people struggle with when it comes to fitness in the gym. Reminding people that progression is what counts. Then the context is going to be educational, motivational, staying consistent with training. So this whole thing has actually given our copywriter something to work from. Then they're not having to create their own ideas. They've got some pretty much a base to go from, which has got everything in there. So they're not having to brainstorm complete brand new ideas. Then the audience as well, existing subscribers, lifestyle segments, things like this. So what we can do with this is literally in the top right hand corner, copy table, come over to Notion, and then we can literally, because ChatGPT works really well with Notion, you can literally copy and paste, and then table form, it comes out looking perfect. So like this. So we've got campaign ideas. We can literally just label this like that, copy and paste it into Notion, send it over to your team, keep it in-house for yourself, whatever you may use it for, you've literally got it there, no problem at all. So jumping straight in from the calendar to ChatGPT, I'm going to put this down below as well that you can copy and paste. So using the data below, I want you to write me a campaign for email marketing for the brand. Put your link in there as well, so Gymshark. And then we want to put in this format, give me 3 examples of each and then write them in order. So 3 examples of subject line and then on to the next. In there, we're going to include subject line, preview text, header, body, and then call to action. If you've got anything else that you include in there, like you want to have like multiple sections, multiple headers, subheaders, things like that, we can then just obviously add that in there, just putting that subheader as well. So coming back down to the end of the prompt, focusing the email on tone. So tone of Gymshark would be motivational, community focused and building, also like energetic as well, as obviously their main goal of email is to motivate people, get them in their clothes, into the gym, running, whatever it may be. So these things are kind of their tone. If you're doing like a different brand, like a luxury fashion brand, we could be having something that's like sophisticated, aspirational, pulling on people's emotions so they can understand how that dress is going to make them feel wearing it, things along those lines. Then we can come back over to the content calendar, and then we can see here, ideas to focus on. So if we go back over to here, ideas to focus on, jump back in, context of email, copy this too. And then lastly is audience. Also, I forgot as well to include the name of the campaign as well. Then literally all you want to do is press enter. And then what this is going to do is, using all this data, it's going to spurt out 3 of each. So example here, so subject line is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then as we can see here, it's spurted out different subject lines, preview text, headers, and body of the copy. Really, I would take this and then potentially massage it yourself, make it a little bit better, more suited to your brand. Sometimes it does just need a bit of a human touch in there. I think ChatGPT's kind of hit its limit when it's coming to like using human tone. I think you can get it there the more you keep talking to it. So let's say, for example, you keep this chat on here, you keep building on it week in, week out, turn it how to improve. Then over time, it will start learning the kind of your voice, what your brand's looking for and things like that. So once we've started building things out on ChatGPT, this is kind of how we actually implement it and keep up to date with things within our agency. We have a client portal. So let's say new client is Gymshark. And then we want to come down. Here it says, welcome Gymshark. Put a little bit of text under here, change this logo to theirs. And then we get into the fun stuff. So we have our email campaign calendar here. And what this is, all of our team then has access to it along with the clients, and then they can then keep up to date with things. So if we then open this and come over to our ChatGPT, literally just copy and paste subject line here into this. This is only an example. This is not actually how we fully do it as an agency. As mentioned, we actually have in-house copywriters that do everything by hand, rather than using this stuff which comes out of ChatGPT. Once it's all inputted, so we have the name in here, your progression is perfection. And then we've also got a date as well. 13th of November. And what this is going to do is in our calendar, as we can see, here it is, content calendar done. Status is complete. So what we'll do as an agency, this will put ready for design. Our designer will then see it says one day, he'll get a notification that it needs to be designed. He'll then go in, once it's done, input the link here. So then us as an agency, the client can then see it, and then client review as well. Once they're happy, they can click done. Once he's designed it, it can then go into reviewing. So we can always see the stages, and then on the calendar as well, we can see it as well. This is due in 1 day, it's reviewing, but obviously I'll click that it's done by the client, but it's not. Then really what we want to do is having this completely planned out. So we're like 30 days ahead, everything's planned, we know what's going on, everything's all approved, looking lovely. So that is kind of the basics when it comes to using ChatGPT to help your agency. These ideas are super basic. You really want to be expanding on these. So keep these chats like based on your brand, keep talking to it, keep inputting information about your brand. The more you talk to it, the better your chat's going to be getting. And then obviously you can just keep building your content machine pretty much. So without further ado, I want to say a massive thank you for getting to the end of the video. If this is something you've enjoyed and you found interesting, feel free to subscribe and hit the like button as well. Always like to mention at the end of the video, we are running an offer, 75k of new email revenue in the next 90 days, or we will work for free until we do. Underneath there's going to be a link to book a call as well as the description as well. As well, in the description, there's going to be all the prompts as well that you can use for ChatGPT to enter your own code. With that being said, a massive thank you for watching, and stay tuned and catch you on the next one.